for the special rock-bottom introductory price of $2 million. The number to call is 1-800-STAR-WARS. Don't miss this amazing once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I got the contract for you to sign, Doctor.
Sorry, I don't like to sign things that I haven't read.
Okay, so read it first.
I'm busy trying to think of a way to save humanity. I don't have time to read. Now leave me alone.
Will you please sign this contract?
I don't sign things I haven't read.
Oh, forget it. I'll get rid of Purple Tentacle myself.
Oh, yeah? How?
I offered Purple Tentacle a bribe and he took it.
Where did you get that kind of money?
I used one of your checks.
Brilliant! I'll just stop payment on it tomorrow.
Exactly. All I need now is your signature.
Well, good luck. Yes, what do you want?
Hi there. Is this Dr. Fred Edison?
Who did you think you called? Dr. Spock? Look, I don't have all day.
This is Farley Crock at LucasArts Games. I just discovered your contract among some very old files, and, well, our lawyers say that we have to pay you $2 million in back royalties. For the use of your family in the Maniac Mansion video game.
What?
This is Farley Crock.
No, I heard that, you moron. When do I get my money?
Oh, right now. It's been credited to your Swiss bank account.
Operator, get me a travel agent. This is an emergency.
Couch Potato Shopping Channel. Wanda speaking.
I want to buy a diamond.
That will be $2 million. Do you have a major credit card?
I have a numbered Swiss bank account.
What's the number, sir?
It's 846-427-35327.
Very good, sir. We'll send the diamond by Pronto Post Lightspeed Delivery immediately. Thank you for calling.
Now that's service. I'd better get this to Dr. Fred right away.
That should do it. Where did you get this diamond anyway?
It was donated by a group of Girl Scouts who were in the neighborhood.
How heartwarming.
Can we bring back my friends now?
We've repaired the primary device, but before we can do anything, both time pods must be energized as well. Then we can bring back what's his name and who's her face.
Hoagie and Laverne.
Yes, fine specimens.
You guys notice there's a face on that machine back there?
Maybe we should add a rule that you can't dump sludge into the water supply.
What manner of fool would do that in the first place?
You're right.
Hi. Hi there. Still trying to get back to the future? Laughed at by a horse. Whoa. Ahem. The LALR compiler is constructed by the following method. First, develop a rigorous elective grammar. If the elements have NP completeness, the crunchy factor can be ignored. Blah, 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 blah. Whoa.
Oh, Harold, that's gross.
What are you babbling about?
You really should have told the judges if you weren't feeling well.
Oh, ick! Now, how did that mess get in there? I think I'm going to be sick.
Someone in here not feeling well?
I was feeling fine until I saw that.
Is that your regurgitation?
No, I'm an healthy human.
Didn't you just say you thought you were going to be sick?
That's just a figure of speech.
Do you realize you could have infected the whole show with human influenza?
But I just got all my shots.
You're a good-looking human, Harold, but you know the rules. You're out of the show. What a mess. I hate cleaning up after humans.
Hey, when are you guys going to judge best hair?
Oh, all right. Wow, that's the best hair I've ever seen on a mummy.
Thick and full.
And juicy.
The mummy wins.
Agreed.
Hey, when are you guys going to judge Best Smile?
Oh, all right.
I like the quiet one with the big teeth.
There's nothing in the rules about them being white.
First place goes to the mummy.
Agreed.
Hey, when are you guys going to judge Best Laugh?
Oh, all right.
Okay, who's got a joke?
Hey, I just flew in from Baltimore, and boy are my suction cups tired.
A classic.
It's amazing how the mummy can do that without moving his lips.
I say we give him first place.
Agreed.
Well, that makes him best of show.
Let's go congratulate him.
He is very well preserved.
I'll miss his laugh.
It's time to give him his winnings and start packing up. We gotta get this whole show to Baltimore by Thursday.
Yes, our work here is done.
I love the look of that crazy. He's a mummy in a disco suit with gigantic horse teeth.
That was just the weirdest character to have to design.
What are you talking about? There's so many ideas to work with. Spaghetti.
All the other characters made sense. That one.
It's funny how the tentacles prefer beehive hairdos because they're pointy on top, like tentacles are.
Was there a logic to that?
I never thought about that until this moment. But obviously, you artists had that all planned. You're like, who would the tentacles admire most? They'd someone with a pointy head.
No, he looks tired after all. Yum, yum. Scrumptious vermin. It's as if he'd rather scratch himself than play with this adorable rodent.
Whoa! Dinner for two at Club Tentacle? I can't wait to tell my wife.
You're free.
Free to do what?
Free to run wild through the woods like humans should.
Big deal.
I said you're free. Now get off your fat, lazy butts and start enjoying it.
Enjoy being hunted for the rest of our lives by that mustached old tentacle with a big net? If we ran off, he'd be right on our trail. If we stay here, we know we'll be warm and comfortable. Outside, we'd be eating bugs and moss.
You'll be eating my fist in a second.
The woods are filled with wild animals, lions, tigers, and skunks. Man, I hate skunks.
Oh, here I go out the door. Oh, I do so enjoy these freedoms that my forefathers fought and died for.
Give it up.
Sheesh. Can't get close to him. I don't want to plug that in. I don't want to plug that in. I don't think so. I don't think so. Can't get close to him. Can't get close to him. This ought to be good. Well, what do we have here? Looks like a prosthetic rodent. Another specimen.
Edisons don't take handouts, stranger. Hey, look, a skunk.
That is a beautiful shot.
Nice, full screen
Look at that
animation.
color cycling back there.
Wow, 3 frames.
Pew, pew, pew.
That was state of the art, right? Nobody had full screen animation in those days. And I think, what was the deal? It was like 30%, 20% of the screen, of the pixels on the screen could move at once, no more than that. Yeah, so I took that whole shot and had to draw the characters and figure out what was the extreme of the eyes popping out, and then measure how much how much I'd have to move to make that work. Yeah, it's like, okay, I can jiggle the cheeks this much, and I can bulge the eyes that much, and the tongue, it was all the tongues, because those were the things that were moving the most. But I think what I did on those was just extremes, like there was no in-between, so, but that was the biggest pixel difference, was like the end of the tongue was way down here, and then it was way up there, so half the tongue was different.
There's a Chan joke there. You suck. The vacuum cleaner is called You Suck. Peter.
I recall this was my least favorite.
This is your least favorite room?
Yeah, I remember I started to burn out, and I just remember I struggled with just the background with that one.
Was that one of the last ones you did, you mean?
Probably.
And was that directed at one of us? You
No,
Suck? Was that
no.
for me?
No, I
or Dave?
just
Only
remembered
Dave?
it's not very interesting, that's all. I wonder if that was late in production, because
Yeah.
I was just watching the whole vacuum cleaner thing, and I remember I had this totally elaborate thing that she was going to do some weird sword fight thing, and then something much bigger with this sucking the hamster and the vacuum cleaner, and then it ended up being like a 2-frame and go, because it was like, I don't have time for this anymore.
Pete, the thing that I remember with you was always you would do the sketch for the room and you would bring it to us, and you would have put in all these amazing details of all this cool stuff, and we would always look and we would go, okay, this is great, but you have to take out the ladder and the shovel and all the things that an adventure game player will want to pick up and take. And like probably by the end of the game, you're just, all right, I'm going to put nothing in here.
But
that'll show them.
Yeah, I mean, all the interesting stuff turned into the silhouettes in the foreground where you can't touch it. Eventually, I just
a little frustrating too.
Yeah.
But-
And I know.
Those are still interesting that you want.
I don't do housework. He won't run, he just shivers. I don't do housework. Vacuum up mice? Maybe later. Nah. I don't do housework. I can't. It's built in. I can't. It's built in. I don't do housework. Good riddance. Probably just the tentacle's winter things. Looks abandoned.
Lieutenant, I'm glad you're here. What kept you?
Well, I hate to say it, sir, but there was some trouble with one of the humans.
Trouble? What sort of trouble?
Nothing I couldn't handle, but I've noticed something about the humans that may pose a problem.
Do continue.
Well, sir, in general, they seem to be a bit larger than us tentacles. You know, taller, heftier, more massive.
I get the picture, son.
I don't mean to carry on, sir. It's just that it makes me feel inadequate, small, inferior.
Before you go off the deep end there, let me tell you why I called you here. You see, I've invented something which will end our troubles with those glandular leg walkers for good. I've invented the diminuator.
The what?
It's a shrinking ray, Dolt.
Oh, I get it.
Now I need you to get me a few parts so I can finish the thing. Come over here.
Not my size.
$1968? $1974? Ooh, 1977. Whew.
Ooh, cute. This ought to warm him up. Well? Look at that sucker go! He just keeps running and running and running.
Hey! Only employees are allowed to use that lab coat. What's this? Help wanted, moronic drone, assist genius, yada yada yada. Well, I'm the only genius around, and you look dumb enough. So pick up your lab coat and get to work.
I got something good for you, mister. Mister.
Mr. Brainstorm? Yes, hand it over. Doesn't this belong to somebody?
Yeah, Red Edison.
Ah. I'm sorry, but the man has no vision. A lightweight, durable fabric like this going to waste down in his basement. When I'm done with it, it will fly. Eureka! The all-season Francocopter, ready to make history. No, there's no fuse.
So, what do I light?
For the last time, you're not going to light anything. You just push it.
The whole time? How am I going to get up that high?
Listen, just wait for me to say the word now. Then push the kite into the air, all right?
I'm on you, lasagna.
Let's hope so. Now! Now!
Whee!
She's handling kind of funny.
You got it. Just hang on there.
She's too heavy. I can't control her.
Hang on, Ben. Hang on.
She's breaking up. She's breaking up. Run for your life. Now that was interesting.
Yeah. Say, can I see that kite for a second?
No, I'm taking it back to my lab in Philly right now so I can study the results. Wish me luck. I never got your name.
It's Hoagie, sir.
Nice working with you, Hoagie. I promise to name an invention after you someday.
Gosh, thanks.
Whoa.
According to my instruments, everything is in readiness. Your friends have activated their units, so it's time to throw the switch!
Great! Hoagie! I'm so happy to...
Hi!
Laverne! Wow! I'm so glad you two made it back okay.
I hate to interrupt, but there's no time to lose. Now that you're back, we've got to proceed with the original plan and send you back to yesterday to turn off the Sludge-O-Matic.
Huh?
Say what?
Now hold on a minute, Dr. Fred. They just barely made it back to our time alive, and I think...
Ha ha! You can't turn off the machine if I get there first.
Uh-oh.
Don't worry, guys. This time I know I can stop him.
Uh-oh. I guess we better do something.
Let's go.
No, wait! You can't all go in the same stall! Didn't you see the fly?
We're some kind of monster, dudes.
Great. Stuck here the rest of my life, listening to Bernard talking and watching Hoagie eat. Mom warned me there'd be days like this.
Now, wait just a minute.
It's Perfect Tentacle!
It's Green Tentacle. What was that, Green?
Perfect Tentacle behind you!
What?
I believe he's trying to warn you about me.
Oh.
We're going to turn off the Sludge-O-Matic and defeat your evil plan, overgrown worm.
You sorry lot are no match for me.
But there's 3 of us. Well, sort of.
Nevertheless, I mean to crush you.
Yeah?
You and what army?
Why, this army, of course.
Yikes.
You see, I've been busy. These are all versions of myself from the future. I've been bringing them back here using the Chronojon. Together, we will conquer the world. You 10 there. Go to the basement and guard the sludge-o-matic. No one is to touch the sludge-o-matic. Now, creature, I must decide what excruciating tortures to leave them to me. I've been itching for a chance to test out my newly completed diminuator.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me. Us.
All right, the rest of you come with me. Next stop, the world.
What do we do now?
Whoa.
It wears off.
Aha!
Run for it!
Damn. The battery must not have had time to recharge, but it will.
Shh! Maybe he won't find us.
You, where are you, human?
No time for that now.
That's right, an incredible 4,000-carat diamond for the piddling sum of $2 million. That number again, 1-800-STAR-WARS. Call now, tell them Yoda sent you.
You guys notice there's a face on that machine?
Excuse us.
What is it?
Look behind you, a three-headed monkey.
The only three-headed monkey here is in front of us. Now, buzz off.
Excuse us.
What is it?
Which one of you is the real purple tentacle?
We all are, dopey. Weren't you paying attention earlier? Now, buzz off.
Excuse us.
What is it?
Could you let us pull that lever over there?
No chance. Now, buzz off.
Excuse us.
What is it?
Would you mind hopping out to get us some Chinese food?
Nice try, but we're not budging. Now, buzz off.
Dr. Fred, are you all right?
Get me out of here! I feel like I'm pupating!
This door appears to be locked.
If only the hardware store. Aha!
Uh-oh.
Take that. And this. Drat.
Metal Mel. Who is Metal Mel, Peter? Metal Mel. I don't know. Metal Mel. You predicted all the heavy metal stuff we do in games later.
Yipes!
Aha! Take that. And this. Drat. Aha!
Uh-oh.
Take that. Drat. If only the hardware store carried larger batteries.
Hey! Where'd he go? Great! Now we can turn off the machine and prevent all this tentacle mayhem from ever happening.
You guys notice the,
Well, I'm certainly glad that's over with.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Leaving so soon? We haven't had the chance to get to know one another. Your efforts are so tiny. Ha 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 ha!
Eek!
Run all you like, you insignificant insect. You can't stop me.
Dr. Fred, are you all right?
Get me out of here! I feel like I'm pupating!
My other selves are taking over the world as we speak. You humans are so small-minded. Ha 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 ha!
Eek!
Run all you like, you insignificant insect. Ha 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 ha!
I think it's designed to run with something, more like a small rodent.
The human race is doomed. I've already
Dr. Fred is being held under duress. That's probably a bad idea.
My other selves are taking over the world as we speak. The human race is doomed. My other selves are taking over the world as we speak. Ha 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 ha! You humans amount to very little. Ha 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 ha!
Eek!
Run all you like, you insignificant insect. The human race is doomed.
We can't reach it.
Ha 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 ha! I've already won. The human race is doomed. I've already won. The human race is doomed. My other selves are taking over the world as we speak. The human race is doomed. Ha 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 ha! I've already won. The human race is doomed. You can't stop me.
To do. I can't reach that from here.
The human race is doomed.
I can't reach that from here.
I've already won. My other selves are taking over the world as we speak.
Not my type. I'd rather not.
I've already won.
You're pretty handy with that ray gun.
Center of the forehead every time. Would you like a demonstration?
I bet you couldn't hit your own forehead.
Nice try.
Are you really a future version of Purple Tentacle?
Who else would be brilliant enough to invent the diminuator?
Can you remember stuff that hasn't happened yet?
Naturally.
Could you give us some stock tips?
Don't invest in shoes.
Do the Sharks ever have a winning season?
No, but the Tentacles do.
Are you more or less intelligent than the Purple Tentacle from our time?
The same, but I've had 200 years to think things over.
Just what is it you have against humans anyway?
Humans are our oppressors. They made us live in this horrible motel. They created us in ungainly forms, so we could not rise against them. Try walking around with your legs tied together and glue on your shoes. You'll see what I mean.
Sounds like that's all Dr. Fred's fault, really.
I suppose you're right about that. I didn't start out hating all humans, just Dr. Fred.
Why don't you zap Fred with the ray gun for a change?
Perhaps that would be entertaining. Oh, drat.
Surely we can talk this out.
Talk?
Surely.
Wait! You haven't heard the last of me. I'll be back, and the next time, the world and all its piffling inhabitants shall be mine. All mine. All mine.
Okay, little fella. Mail this to Siberia. Our work here is done. Now we can go home.
Well, kiddies, it's been more fun than a jumpsuit full of weasels. Now, kindly get your freakish hide out of my home.
Please, Dr. Fred, you've got to get us out of this mess. We look terrible, and we can't buy clothes off the rack.
I'm getting sort of used to it. Maybe we could go on the talk show circuit.
Help us, Dr. Edison. You're our only hope.
Oh, all right.
So I didn't have enough pixels to actually show, like, there's way too much
of the screen.
There's way too much hoagie. Like, if you look at that X-ray, basically Bernard is piggybacking on Laverne. You can see Bernard's feet.
Oh, those are Laverne's feet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
But hoagie is just like rib cage and nothing else. There's no room for it.
Look how involved this scene is. Like, there's all these different gags for how they all get. Like, it takes. It's all.
It's your reward for
How many
finishing
days
this
did it
entire
take
game.
to do that animation?
That was a long one. That was the funnest one.
Look how evil Laverne is.
I think because that had a lot of visual gags that were easy to do. Like the X-ray thing is a drawing, and then the stretching the shirt and snapping it, the action's quick. Like the drawings that it took to do the stretch was nothing. And I think it's her regular walk cycle, maybe just tweaked. And you let it go and shoots off screen in like 1 or 2 frames.
But that was fun. I often refer to it as the last fun time I had making a game, just because we didn't have 3D and we didn't have to worry about voice during. We didn't have to lock our scripts early, so we could do localization and translation. So it felt easier. Even though we had a brief crunch mode because we'd like, oh, the dialogue has to be done in a month, and you and I stayed there to do that. I don't remember the team really having a crunch mode like we did on Monkey 2 or anything. Like Monkey 2 was like a really.
And you look at like Throttle, we thought we're going to make this crazy huge animated thing. And we had like 1 more animator than we had on this. And that got really bad at the end.
Games were
Whereas
simpler.
this, there was no way to,
Back then.
didn't have enough rope to hang ourselves.
I did love that ability to write all the way up to the very, because
we changed Monkey Island dialogue like the day before we shipped, I feel like. Which is crazy. Of course, everyone's happier now that we're locking that earlier.
And the scum system, like I feel like we touched on that briefly earlier, we didn't really say much about it, was like great to work in because it was like you just had a little puppet theater and all the things that you wanted to do to make drama were really easy. Like, oh, have the characters walk around and play animations and say lines, and you didn't have to do any programming really behind any of that. It was all just one line to make any of those things happen. So you could just focus on, let's make a cool thing with all these little assets that we've got.